Now let's see section 4. Prohibition of abuse of dominant position. Who is considered to be dominant? The person who is able to control another person is in dominant position. Let's see the legal definition of dominant position under section 4. Dominant position has been defined as a position enjoyed by an enterprise whereby enables it to operate independently of competitive forces prevailing in the relevant market or affects its competitors or consumers or the relevant market in its favor. Here, the definition talks about two strengths, which makes enterprise to dominate. The first strength, which enables to operate independently. So, this is first strength, which enables the enterprise to operate independently, and the second strength where the position of enterprise affect other competitors or consumer. So this is the second strength. Let's say Microsoft was in dominant position where it was less affected by the competitors or with competition. uh, let's see the next point. Abuse of dominant position. An enterprise or a group is said to have abused its dominant position if it is directly or indirectly charging high prices. Okay, here it says impose unfair conditions or prices. So directly or indirectly, if enterprise is using their dominant position for charging high price which is unfair. Increasing price unfairly is an abuse of dominant position. Then the second one is predatory pricing. uh, Market penetration. You might have studied this in pricing strategy. Market penetration means making entry in the market with less price with the intention to kill competition. Later increase the price to enjoy the profit. So in short, selling goods below the cost to kill the competition is predatory pricing. Then the next one, limits or restriction. Here limits or restriction of production and technical or scientific development. Limiting the production will affect the demand and price. The demand will increase. This leads to increase in the price. This is an abuse of dominant position. And let's say the enterprise is in dominant position, and if it stops spending on R&D, research and development, because it takes so long to recover all the cost on R&D. This is also an abuse of dominant position. And the next one, creating barriers to entry, stopping or controlling new businesses to enter into market. Then the next one, denying of market access. Let's take an example. Recent Google made mandatory to the smartphone and tablet manufacturers in India to exclusively pre-install Google application and services. This affects other competitors to access market. Then the last one, applying dissimilar condition to similar transaction. It means putting harsh conditions to new businesses to enter into market to kill competition. Let's say if three major airlines companies, example SpiceJet, Indigo and Jet Airways, get merged, what will happen to the competition? The competitive environment will almost collapse, and then they will increases the price. this which is not good for an economy. To understand where all the permission is required by the Competition Commission of India to control such activity, we are going to study about this topic, that is combination. So combination is defined under section 5 in the Competition Act 2002. The combination means the acquisition of one or more enterprises by one or more persons, or merger or amalgamation of enterprises shall be a combination of such enterprises and persons or enterprises. So here definition is dependent on two things. One is acquisition and the other one is merger. Here acquisition means acquiring business, and merger or combination means combining businesses. So the definition is divided into two parts. One is acquisition, the other one is merger or amalgamation. So here major combinations are only needed permission from Competition Commission of India. Let's see what is acquisition means. Here any acquisition where the parties to the acquisition being the acquirer and the enterprise whose control, shares, voting rights or assets have been acquired or are being acquired jointly have either in India the asset of the value of more than rupees 1000 crore or turnover more than rupees 3000 crore, or in India or outside India in aggregate the asset of the value of more than 500 million US dollar, or turnover of more than 1500 million US dollar. So here we are seeing jointly two things. One is asset value, the other one is turnover value. So here it says the parties to the acquisition. Here parties to the acquisition means the acquiring company and acquired company whose asset value jointly exceeds more than 1000 crores. If the asset value exceeds more than 1000 crore, or in case of turnover if it exceeds more than 3000 crores in India, then this acquisition will come under the definition of combination. In case or outside India, in case if acquirer or acquiring company is operating his business outside India, then in aggregate the asset value if it exceeds more than 500 million US dollars, or in case of turnover if it exceeds more than 1500 million US dollar, then this acquisition comes under the definition of combination. The next it says, or the group to which the enterprise whose control, shares, assets or voting rights have been acquired or are being acquired would belong after the acquisition jointly have or would jointly have either in India the asset of the value of more than rupees 4000 crore, or turnover of more than rupees 12,000 crore, or in India or outside India in aggregate the assets of the value of more than 2 billion US dollar, or turnover of more than 6 billion US dollars. Again here we are going to see the two things. One is asset value and turnover value. So here the group jointly or would jointly have the total asset value more than 4,000 crores rupees. The asset value, if the asset value exceeds more than 4,000 crores rupees, or in case of turnover, if it exceeds more than 12,000 crores of rupees in India, or the group jointly have or would jointly have total asset value more than 2 billion US dollar, or in case of turnover more than 6 billion US dollar, will come under the definition of combination. So this type of acquisition will come under the definition of combination. The first point was on acquisition, where one business was acquired by another business. In the second point, we are going to discuss about acquiring of control. Here, acquiring of control by a person over an enterprise, when such person has already direct or indirect control over another enterprise engaged in production, distribution, or trading of similar or identical or substitutable goods, or provision of similar, identical, or substitutable services. So let's understand this example, this definition with an example. Here, a person means, let's take an example of SBI Bank. A person is a SBI Bank who has already controlled 90% in ICICI Bank. Now SBI wanted to acquire 75% control in HDFC Bank, and here both ICICI and HDFC are engaged in provision of similar or identical or substitutable services. So indirectly the SBI is getting business which will kill the competition completely. Let's see, if the enterprise over which control has been acquired along with the enterprise over which the acquirer already has direct or indirect control jointly have, either in India, the assets of the value of more than rupees 1,000 crore or turnover of more than rupees 3,000 crore, or in India or outside India, in aggregate the asset of the value of more than 500 million US dollars or turnover more than 1500 million US dollars. So again here we are seeing two things. One is the total asset value. Another one is total turnover value. So if the enterprise means, here, like as per the previous example, ICICI and HDFC Bank, whose total asset value jointly exceeds more than 1,000 crores rupees. If the total asset value of both the enterprises jointly exceeds more than 1,000 crore rupees, or in case of turnover, if it exceeds more than 3,000 crore rupees, such acquisition or such control comes under the definition of combination. If any one enterprise is operating outside India, then the asset value jointly exceeds more than 500 million US dollars, or in case of turnover, if it exceeds more than 1500 million US dollar, then such control control will come under the definition of combination. Or the group to which enterprise whose control has been acquired or is being acquired would belong after the acquisition jointly have or would jointly have, either in India, the assets of the value of more than rupees 4,000 crore or turnover of more than rupees 12,000 crore, or in India or outside India in aggregate the assets of the value of more than 2 billion US dollars or turnover of more than 6 billion US dollar. So the group total asset value jointly or would jointly have more than 4,000 crores, more than 4,000 crores, or in case of turnover, if it exceeds more than 12,000 crore rupees, then this will come under the definition of combination. The group jointly have or would jointly have total asset value more than um, uh, 2 more than 2 billion US dollars, or in case of turnover of more than 6 billion US dollars. The third point is about merger or amalgamation. Here any amalgamation or merger in which the jointly asset value, if exceeds more than 1,000 crore rupees, if it exceeds more than 1,000 crore rupees, or in case of turnover if it exceeds more than 3,000 crore rupees, then such merger or amalgamation comes under the definition of combination. Or in case if the enterprise is operating outside India whose total asset value is more than 500 million US dollars, or in case of turnover if it is more than 1,500 million US dollars, then such merger or amalgamation will come under the definition of combination. Let's see an explanation on control. Controlling in management by one or more enterprise either jointly or by alone over another enterprise or group. Controlling in management by one or more groups either jointly or by alone over another group or enterprise. Then the next explanation on group. Group means when two or more enterprise which can directly or indirectly exercise voting rights which is 26% or more. Which is 26% or more. Or where two or more enterprise or where two or more enterprise appoints more than 51% in the board of directors, or where more than two or more enterprise controls in the management. So this is an explanation on group. Then let's see the next one, determination of value of asset. The value of an asset determined by the book value, which is reduced by depreciation. So book value less depreciation, and which is shown in the audited books of accounts of an enterprise in the financial year immediately preceding the financial year in which the date of merger falls. So the value of asset also includes brand value, value of goodwill, value of copyright, patent, permitted use, collective mark, registered property, registered trademark, registered user. So these are all included in the value of asset. So this is all about determination of value of asset. Let's see section 6, regulation of combination. If combination causes an appreciable adverse effect on competition, such combinations are treated as void. And the second regulation is about when, even if it considers as a major combination, any enterprise or person proposes to enter into combination, the person or enterprise give notice to the commission with fees by disclosing all the details within the 7 days of approval of the proposal relating to merger and amalgamation by the board of directors. In case of acquisition, execution of any agreement or other documents relating to acquisition should be disclosed to the commission. So here the notice has to be given to the commission with fees, and here the details with fees, the person or enterprise should disclose the details within 7 days. Within 7 days of approval of proposal relating to merger and amalgamation. In case of acquisition, execution of any agreement or other documents related to acquisition should be disclosed to the commission. And the next regulation is, after receiving a notice, commission has 210 days to conduct investigation on it. So here section 29, here section 29, 30 and 31 deals with investigation. And the fourth regulation is about the provision of this section. The provision of the section 6 will not apply to share subscription, uh, or financing facility or any acquisition by a public financial institution, foreign institutional investors, bank or venture capital fund. So these provisions, the provision of this section 6 will not apply to all these enterprises. Then the next regulation is, even if the combinations are made by the public financial institution, foreign institutional investors, bank or venture capital, then within 7 days from the date of acquisition, the notice should be filed in the form as specified by the regulation with all the details of acquisition. So here, within 7 days from the date of acquisition, the notice has to be filed in the form which is prescribed by the regulation to the Commission with all the details regarding acquisition. Here are some important section. So let's see. The first one is section 7. Section 7 is about establishment of commission. So central government has power to establish the commission. Then the second section, section number 8, composition of commission. Composition of commission means size of commission. So there should be one chairperson and 2 minimum members and up to 10 maximum members. And section 10 is about term of office of chairperson and other members. So the term of office of chairperson and other member is 5 years, and no chairperson or members hold office after 65 years of age. Then section 11 is about removal and resignation. So here the central government has authority to remove or to accept resignation. And section 16 is about appointment of Director General. So here the central government has authority to appoint the Director General. And section 17 is about registrar and officer and other employees of commission. So the registrar and officer can be appointed by the commission. So commission has an authority to appoint registrar and officer or any other employees of the commission. Duties, powers and functions of commission, which are covered under section 18. Section 19 discusses about duties, powers and function of commission uh, related to enquiry into certain agreements and dominant position of enterprise. The commission may inquire into any alleged contravention of the provision contained in subsection 1 of section 3 or subsection 1 of section 4, either on its own motion or on receipt of a complaint, accompanied by such fees as may be determined by regulation from any person, consumer or their association or trade association. A commission can start inquiry on suo motu power or own motion if commission feels that the particular enterprise is abusing dominant position. So here commission can start inquiry on its own motion, or if in case commission receives any complaint from any person, consumer or their association or trade association can start inquiry, or receipt of complaint from any person, consumer or their association or trade association, the commission can start inquiry. Then the second one is a reference made to it by the central government or state government or a statutory authority without prejudice to the provision contained in subsection 1. The power and function of the commission shall include the power and functions specified in subsection 3 to 7. So here, if central government or state government or statutory authority receives information or complaint regarding abusing dominant position by the enterprise, then in such case the central government or state government or statutory authority can direct the commission to make an inquiry. So here the central government, state government or a statutory authority can direct the commission to make an inquiry. Can direct the commission to make an inquiry. Then the third one is the commission shall, while determining whether an agreement has an appreciable adverse effect on competition under Section 3, have due regard to all or any of the following factors, namely, it means the commission will decide that whether such agreements cause an adverse effect on competition or not by considering following factors. The first one is if any agreement creating barriers to new business in the market. So if any agreement is creating barriers to new businesses to enter into market. Then the second one, because of agreement, if existing competitors are going out of the market. So driving existing competitors. And the third one is putting conditions for new businesses which will close the competition forever. So here the enterprise with dominant position putting harsh conditions on the new businesses which will kill the competition forever. Then the next one, if agreements are made against the benefit of consumer or reducing the benefits of consumer. The next factor is if agreements made to put restriction on improving of production which is necessary for development. Then the last factor is promotion of technical, scientific and economic development by means of production or distribution of goods or provision of service. The fourth point is the commission shall, while inquiring whether an enterprise enjoys a dominant position or not under Section 4, have due regard to all or any of the following factors. So under fourth point, the commission will see whether the company enjoys dominant position by considering the following factors. The first one, market share of the enterprise. Second, the size and resources of the enterprise. So these are all factors. On these factors, the commission will decide whether the enterprise is enjoying dominant position or not. And the third one is size and importance of the competitors, economic power of the enterprise, including commercial advantages of over competitors. And the next one is vertical integration of the enterprise or sale or service network of such enterprises, dependence of consumers on the enterprise. Let's say here vertical integration means, for example, McDonald's own most of the land where their stores are situated. So this reduces their leasing cost. Or let's say a company has its own stores for their own brand and manufacturing plant. So here they create and sell their own products, which eliminates the dependency on outsider. Such enterprises enjoys the dominant position. And the next one, monopoly or dominant position, whether acquired as a result of any statute or by virtue of being a government company or a public sector undertaking or otherwise. Here let's say railway. Like railway is creating monopoly, and this is created by the law. In such case, competition commission will not make any inquiry. Then the next one is entry barriers, including barriers such as regulatory barriers, financial risk, high capital cost of marketing entry barriers, technical entry barriers, economic of scale, high cost of substitutable goods or services for consumer. Then the next factor is countervailing buying power, market structure and size of market, social obligation and social cost, relative advantages by way of contribution to the economic development by the enterprise, enjoying a dominant position, having or likely to have an appreciable adverse effect on competition, or any other factor which the commission may consider relevant for the inquiry. So these are the factors. On these basis, the commission will make an inquiry regarding whether the enterprise enjoys a dominant position or not. The fifth point is for determining whether a market constitutes a relevant market. For the purpose of this act, the Commission shall have due regard to the relevant geographic market and relevant product market. The Commission will investigate in the relevant market whether the competition is affecting or not by considering these two factors. The one is relevant geographic market, the other one is relevant product market. Then the next point is the commission shall, while determining the relevant geographic market, have due regard to all or any of the following factors, namely regulatory trade barriers, local specification requirements, national procurement policies, adequate distribution facilities, transport cost, language, consumer preference, and need for secure or regular supplies or rapid after sale service. By considering that anti-competition behavior is affecting the relevant geographic market by determining these following factors. So these are the duties, function and powers of the CCI which are mentioned in section 19. We'll make a quick revision of section 19. The first one is commission can make an enquiry on own motion or any complaint received by person or consumer or their association or trader association. Then the second one is commission will make an inquiry by directions given by the central government, state government or statutory authority. After receiving notice regarding any agreement made by the enterprise to kill the competition, the CCI will decide in real terms whether such agreements are killing competitions or not by considering some of the factors. Then the fourth point is the commission will decide whether such enterprise is in dominant position or not by considering some factors. And the fifth one, the commission will make investigation on whether anti-competition behavior is affecting to the relevant market or not. Then the last function, duties or power is the commission will determine whether such anti-competition behavior affecting relevant geographic market by considering these factors, some factors.